Hello everyone, my name is Axel and I like to build stuff. A few months back I built a jet engine that was exclusively built out of carbon fiber and fireplace sealant. The funny thing is, it not only ran, but it ran somewhat well. However, the main problem with this engine wasn't actually the engine at all, but instead it was the chunky fuel system. This chunky fuel system was preventing the engine from getting enough air to actually run on its own. So I had to manually inject air using my air compressor, which is not ideal when you want to build an RC vehicle out of this engine. So in this video, I'm going to not only be building a brand new fuel system, but I'm also going to be comparing it to the old fuel system versus this new, more powerful one. And the result? Well, you're just going to have to see for yourself. After building and testing the engine, I of course observed a few problems. First off being the fact that because this is a thermojet engine, they are supposed to start up very easily. However, this one takes me about 10 minutes in between takes to even get a pulse, let alone to actually get it running. This is not good for both the budget on fuel and also video storage space, which I don't really have a lot of. Could I fix this just by installing a spark plug? Why, yes. Do I want to install one? No, as much as I want my dog to stop being cute. I mean, look at her, she's a little angel. Anyway, I'm not going to be installing a spark plug on this engine, so how can I fix this issue? By being a cheapskate and modifying the fuel system. So my plan was to take the 1/4-inch fuel lines, which I had used in the previous video, and just squish the tips as much as I could to try and recover as much surface area in the air intakes. This is what happened. Alrighty, so I'm out here. I got the jet engine right here. I've got the brand new fuel lines, which they're actually the same, but what I did was I ended up just squishing it a bit further up so then it takes up less surface area of the intakes. So this time I'm gonna have it running off of just gaseous propane for now, hoping we can get this thing to self-sustained combustion. Okay, not enough air. Okay, it's not starting without that compressed air. So that plan didn't work. Laziness has never gotten me anywhere in life, besides a conversation about my grades. So I had to come up with a plan very quickly because not only did the first video already release, but I had no plans for the second one. The thing is, I know you guys want to see this engine run legit, so I am not going to be giving up anytime soon. So I took a second look at the plans for this engine, and turns out 1/4-inch fuel lines are way too big. The plans actually were called for 1/8-inch fuel line, which not only would it allow more surface area in the engine, but it would also allow higher velocity gas going into the engine, allowing it to rev higher. So with this new knowledge, I searched the entire internet for some 1/8-inch compression fittings, adapters, and some hose line, and then I placed the order. Look how tiny this stuff is. That's crazy compared to the other stuff. I don't think the engine will struggle with air at all with this new system. So I'm gonna be reusing the T component, the needle valve, and the propane tank adapter. I'm also gonna use this adapter I got for the T connector to step it down from a 1/4-inch to an 1/8-inch. And then I got 1/8-inch compression fittings to go on this. Alrighty, let's get disassembling. To start, I just took off the old fuel lines and compression fittings. Then I grabbed one of the 1/4-inch to 1/8-inch adapters and screwed it on the T connector. Then I took the 1/8-inch compression fitting and screwed it on as well. After doing that to both sides, I had to measure and cut out the fuel lines. After I did that, I just bent the ends with a tube using a pen and thumbs, and this was the result. After that, I positioned the fuel system where I wanted it and used a piston from a CR85 motorcycle to bend the pipe a nice 180 degrees. And this is how it turned out. Okay, This is the test you've waited the entire video for. However, before I start this, I would really like to thank the 14.7% of people in the last month who have been subscribed. As you know, these projects are not very cheap and they are extremely time consuming. So, all of your guys' support helps. So, if you would like to show some appreciation for the hundreds of hours and dollars I've put into these videos, then please consider subscribing. Now, onto the engine. Alrighty, so I've got the engine out here, got a like half full bottle right here. I'm just really hoping the flow of the gas will be able to keep up, because the outer diameter of this tube is what the inner diameter of the fuel lines are supposed to be. So I've got it all hooked in the vise and thoroughly taped down like a professional. Hooray! What's the least that can happen? Okay, well, flow looks very similar to the previous engine. So it's a lot easier to blow out, which is probably a good thing. Woo! That was a noise flash. Thank you on the last PulseJet video of whoever suggested putting this upside down and making the fuel line smaller, because your idea seems to be working. Yeah, you see that? Running on its own, and not only that, red hot again, baby. It's already cooled down. Yes! Okay, sweet. So, liquid fuel is the way to go on this engine. And a little bit of trial and error. So, oh my gosh, I'm too pumped up. That was sick. Let's do a few more runs and then let's call it a day for this update on this project. Yes! I really don't know what to say besides that was sick. Now, there are a few things I need to change before I build an RC vehicle out of this engine, like building a real fuel system, finding a way to mount it to a platform, and also just getting it to start reliably. However, it runs, and it runs well, which is the only thing I hope for this video. If you want to build this engine yourself, I'll leave a link at the end of the video to how I built it, and I'll leave a whole parts list and the STL files for the mold in the description below. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like on it, as well as comment your future video ideas in the comment section down below. The most liked comment will be selected for a future video project. Now, I wish I had more time, but sadly, this is all the time I have in this video. I'd like to thank you very, very, very much for watching all the way till the end. And as always, I'll see you guys very, very soon. However, thanks for watching, and goodbye.